All right, so what you can see if you look up on the screen here is you can see my copy of this. Get rid of this. All right, so that's mine up here. Okay, and you can see some of the code for it, but I'm going to run it for you. It's not totally operational yet. The make guess has an error in it. I think I thought about it last night. I think I know what the error is. The rules works, the clear works, the exit works. It's kind of hard to tell with a new game because nothing magical happens when you start a new game. All right? But you're going to see all that stuff. Again, I'll give you the code, but I think it's important that you build the interface and start at least thinking about the code. So I'm going to come in here and run this, try to run this. About half the time, this does not run the first time. I've got to stop it and start it again. It's no big thing. So there it is. All right, so I can click the new game. I can make a guess, but like I said, there's a problem with it. But I do want you to notice something, and I'm going to show you how to do this. It's just a setting on there. But notice when I go to my guess field here, come on, show it there. I've got it set up for numeric only. By default, you get a full keyboard, but since this is a guessing game and we want to guess numbers, it's number only. All right, which makes it much easier. I can type in a couple letters. I'm going to pretty it up a little bit myself, but you'll notice I'll put in 22 and it'll go right there. All right. So you can see that. The status and the stuff that's in here, I just left the words in there for right now because I thought that'd be fine. Notice if I click clear, it clears everything. If I click rules, it brings up the rules. All right, does all that make sense? So I based it off of what we had done earlier. I'd like to go back, if I get time, I'll go back and try to pretty it up. In other words, the font should be bigger in here. There's a few aesthetic things that should be done. All right, but I set this up, and again, this is pretty much set up, for lack of better words, almost exactly the same way as the one in the C that I just showed you, except again, I put Swift there. So I'll show you how to do all this stuff. This is what we're going to do for most of the period on Thursday. All right, you'll have both a hard copy of the code, but we'll also run through it as a class, so hopefully what we're doing will make sense to you. I don't want it where you're just keying in code. I don't think you learn that much that way. All right. The exit didn't look like it worked either. So again, as mentioned, what I'd like you to do then, between now, it's 8:39, and the end of the period today is to build that interface. All right, and like I said, what I did here was I moved this stuff over as far as I could. I tried to keep pretty much a uniform size here. I mentioned this to you before, but I'm saying it again. And that is, I created a label. All right. Then I held down on the key that looks like the infinity sign. Okay, which is kind of the equivalent of your command key in Windows. So I did a command C and then a command V and then just pasted it in twice. But that way I was sure I would have everything the same size. Then I created my first text field into the same thing here. Then for these 4 buttons I did it the same way. And then this one I just made it the same way, but I stretched it out so it was about double the size. Does all that make sense? But again, what I did was I literally butted these up right here. We won't have time to get into this semester, but next semester we'll go through a project, and after we get done with a project, we'll redo the project using what's called auto layout, where we'll tell things to sit in an exact spot on the screen. And we'll have it set up both for portrait mode and for landscape mode, and it'll look centered in both modes. All right, we'll do that, but it takes a little bit of time. It's not that it's that hard as much as it's intricate and a little clumsy when you first do it. All right. So, like I said, I'll just leave this out there, and that's for you to do between now and whenever. Again, that Derek has not gotten a hold of me. I looked this morning to see if there was an email, so I'm hoping he still comes. If he doesn't, fine. All right, then you just have the rest of the period to build this. You also have the thing for Android, okay? And I've been working on that one too. So that's what we're going to do in that class today. The same game, but doing it in Android, all right? This is going to be a very different kind of period for a couple of reasons. Let me try to explain real quick. First, I'm going to lecture for about the first 15 to 20 minutes.
Yeah, we'll be using that all for just about everything.
Oh, yeah, thank you. Yeah. Make sure you make it a single view application when you're creating it. Forgot to say that.
Also, Trevor is a lab assistant in this class too.
Well,
Make him earn his money. Well, all your controls are in there. You got copy. The text editor is called a text field, or a text view.
Text view, okay.
You could have told me before I took the picture.
Well, I didn't know you were gonna take another picture.
Well, again, I didn't want anybody who's now going to be basically taking this class and watching the tapes. I wanted to be as complete and correct as possible. So.
Actually, it's a text field. I said text field or text view.
Which one was
I wrote
it?
down text view. It is text field.
you just say? Yeah, see it like that, just put it up there.
That'll work.
All you have to do is really type in text and it comes right up.
Not when you're putting it on a board.
Oh, nice.
What is it now? Field?
It's text field.
Okay.
View controller.
Yeah, I had this, maybe I told you about this, I had this happen one year, I had a student, everything was written on the board. Spelled that wrong, forgot your semicolon. So I walked up to the board, and I went like this, I went. And they were like, what are you doing? Same guy asked, what are you doing? I said, I'm gonna try to throw it into the computer because evidently I can't compile on a board. The guy just, the whole rest of the period, not a word.
That's from him?
Must put a border around.
Oh, that's in. Is it under the holder, is it? Oh, scroll down. Oh, there it is. Oh, border.